Anyway, let's talk a little bit about Dame Dollar. I mean, Dame Dollar looked like he went back home. Sometimes you leave home and you think it's better on the other side. Maybe the other side of town looks good. And then all of a sudden you get to that side of town and you feel like, well, you know what? I might have just stayed home. Looks like he's returning to Portland. Tell us a little bit about that, Najee.
Not really, because if you actually sit there and pay attention what he has played with on his team, he has lost talent the longer he was staying there. They were getting worse. And then of course he wanted to be able to compete. He was already playing for a low market team already, and you telling me I'm getting worse?
Yes.
Like he thought it was time for him to leave. Well, if just think about it, you do have your own franchise. You're a franchise player. I'll give you that. Yes. But if your team is getting worse and worse and worse, and you mean to tell me I have a chance to play with the best power forward in the league that just recently, not too long, won a championship? I might want to win a championship as I'm leaving. He's 35 years old. Like I think I will probably try to win it too. They were looking for another offensive player to help Giannis Antetokounmpo to get to get him back to the promised land again. And I'm looking for a teammate to get me to that promised land for the first time ever. Like, why would I not take that opportunity?
Right.
Yeah, They did have a lot of they had a lot of obstacles to go through. Both him and Giannis was getting hurt from time to time. He had to switch up their coaches, and then next thing you know, guess what? Yeah, Dame pops his Achilles. Now nothing never went right when he went over there.
Right. And it looks like he'll be out all of next year, this coming season, even with Portland. Yeah. He's not going to be in there.
Achilles, you got to take the entire season off.
Exactly.
Especially when you do it in the playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, that's a serious injury, even though technology helps speed up the recovery process. An injury is bad, man, because it controls all of your movement in your feet and your foot, and it's not an easy injury to recover from,
Especially with the pushing off.
If he would have got hurt early last season, he would have been good to play sometime this season. But for you to do it in the playoffs, you're done. Just like Tyrese Halliburton. Guess what? He did it the very last game you can do of the season, which was Game 7 of the finals. So guess what? He's going to miss the entire season. Jason Tatum, he's going to miss the entire season.
Yes. So, Isaiah, let me ask you this. What about Ben Simmons? It looks like the Celtics is interested in Ben Simmons because the Celtics was actually showing interest in Damian Lillard. You think Ben Simmons is salvageable, Isaiah?
No, I just think when I see a guy like that want to get on a team like the Celtics, I don't know whether he'll be a good fit over there, DC. They need some extra added players because, they're going through their crisis. But I don't know whether he'll be a good fit over there. I mean, maybe they need to bring him in there and camp early and see if he works out. And then if he's no, they can trade him off before the season starts because it's all about the chemistry whenever you start acquiring these guys like that. So let's see if he can gel with the rest of the players that's over there because from what happened to the Celtics last year, they're clearly missing some, pieces of their puzzle to get better. So adding him in there, it might work, but chances are they need to just bring him in camp and see if he'll pan out. That's the way I feel about it.
Yeah, my take on Ben Simmons is, his motivation level. I mean, he's been on multiple teams, and it just doesn't seem to me like that motivation is there for him to come in and help a team with his talent level. This is what I pick up from what I've watched when he was with Philadelphia and when he was with Brooklyn and several teams. It just, I don't know, man. Maybe Najee can answer that question for me. I don't have the confidence that Ben Simmons, even if the Celtics were to sign him, I don't see him making a big impact because Jason Tatum's going to be out. So that means if they sign him, they're going to want to play him, extensively to be able to kind of fill in some of that void for Jason Tatum.
He's not going to do it because he's not even an offensive player. He's just a tall point guard that can't shoot.
Yeah. Exactly.
He's about
not
6'9",
gonna tell-
6'10",
That's
and he
not
can't
gonna
shoot the
fill
ball.
Tatum's shoes as he can't shoot, because Tatum, offensively, he was like 80-90% of their offense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then Brown, of course, was the rest of it. I mean, you put them two guys together.
Yeah.
You had Jalen Brown, and he was that dude's a stud, man. I mean, that dude is.
Yeah.
I mean, Jason Tatum gets all of the press. It tends to be.
Yeah.
But when they were in hot water and they were in deep trouble against some teams, Brown came through, man. Brown made it happen.
Brown is the cleanup man, though, DC.
He is a cleanup man for sure.
I think that almost got to do with a skin factor, because he's the mucho feo, and then of course it's like a pretty boy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness! Why would you bring a term up like that, mucho feo?
They look at Brown like he's the ugly guy, and then Tatum is the pretty boy. He's flashy, he's handsome, he's got always well groomed and stuff like that. And then Brown sometimes look any kind of way. He had his hair painted one year, blue or something like that. And then they were just looking at him crazy. But I'm gonna tell you, when his hair was blue, he was lighting it up, man. Remember that Najee when his hair was blue? When he had to dye his hair, he had blue streaks in his head.
Oh, is that you sure that's Jalen Brown? I think you're talking about that other Boston player, and I can't remember his name. Smart. I think you're talking about Smart,
talking about
right?
Marcus Smart, the one that used to have his hair color.
He used to have that blue and that green when he was with the Celtics. He had that green hair color. I don't think Jalen Brown, that I can remember, ever dyed his hair. He's always had it braided. I've seen him with a braid.
Yeah.
And he looks, to me, that brother looks sharp now. I mean, Jalen Brown, he's a sharp looking brother. He's got his beard stays well groomed. I mean, he's got his hair in order with the braids, and you can tell he takes care of himself, man. He's like you say, he's just a little bit darker in skin color than Jason Tatum.
That's factor in when it comes to them, man. I'm telling you,
he's more. Tatum is more marketable.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Najee. You just button it up to the T. He's a more marketable guy. So tell me a little bit. Exactly. So tell me a little bit about Marcus Smart joining the Lakers, Najee. What do you think about that for them apples? How about them apples?
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy now, because now you're talking about that. Now you have a defensive backcourt player. That's what they really lacking, because Austin Reaves can't guard anybody. Bronny can't guard. He can't guard anybody. So when you talking about somebody that because you don't have to, you don't need. He can run the point guard position, but he don't have to be the playmaker, because of course we know who that's gonna be: LeBron and Luka. So that they already got enough playmakers. They really need to start guarding fast guards like D Fox for the Spurs. You got John Morant for the Grizzlies. That's what they really need him for, because that's what he struggled the most, because they already lost the big man they had in AD when it comes to blocking the paint. Right. Because that's what AD erased a lot of their flaws when it came to guarding the backcourt, because they blow right past old LeBron. Luka can't guard nobody. Austin Reaves can't guard nobody. So they used to just cut straight to the rim, and that used to hurt them a lot. Mm-hmm. But then when they had AD was like, okay, come to this rim. I guarantee you ain't gonna get it up, and he'll block it. So it erased a lot of their flaws when it did. So when they lost AD, you saw the flaws were exploited crazy. Like they was getting to the rim at will, and that's crazy for a team to get to the rim at will when it's a 3-point lead now. So you off rip, it's losing. You're losing.
Right.
So that's why they could go too far. As good as LeBron and Luka were together, playmaking and also creating the tempo and handling and maintaining the tempo of the game, they couldn't guard nobody. When it came to fast players, they couldn't guard a soul. So having Smart that can actually guard the backcourt, it helps them a lot. Now he's not a reliable shooter. He
helped Boston in those championship years. I mean, he was a hell of a player when it came to defense, like you said. He could defend the basket.
Yeah, but the thing is, Marcus Smart don't have a championship. They went to the finals with him.
They went to the finals with him. Okay.
They went with him back in 2022 when they played against the Warriors.
Correct.
That's the only time they went to the final.
Yeah,
And,
so they lost that game to the
finals,
Warriors, right?
That's when they had Drew Holiday. When they won the final, the Celtics had Drew Holiday. They basically got rid of him and brought Drew Holiday in. But at least you could say they have championship experience.
Yeah, that's what kind of I was kind of driving toward, was he was on those teams that actually went to the championship. Now, bringing in Drew Holiday was a game changer because Drew Holiday can actually score too. So with him playing defense and being able to get into that paint, was Drew Holiday's strong.
He's one of those lockdown defenders that literally stays on you.
Yeah.
So that's what helped them a lot.
Absolutely. So, Isaiah, let me ask you this. It looks like Austin Reaves, since we were talking about Austin Reaves earlier, turned down an $89 million contract with the Lakers with the idea that he's going to get a bigger contract somewhere else. You think he should have signed it, or should he had declined it like he did, according to news that I'm reading here?
He may be hearing something else.
So another team may be telling, or they may be in his ear telling him that he can get more money, right?
Otherwise,
am I right?
Should have been, spread it all over that contract, man.
Yeah, he learned that from LeBron, because LeBron do the same thing. When he want to play, what he do is go ahead and get out of that one and create another one so he can make more. Because we already know LeBron is not going to play that much longer. He's already at year 23. So by you going ahead and saying, I'm going to decline that, because when he leaves, now all that money LeBron is making is going to be in the bucket. So now I can eat more now.
Yes. I just, it's amazing, man, how they pay these players nowadays. And I'm not saying, because Austin Reaves deserves a max contract. I think like that because he's really kind of exceeded the expectation of a lot of people who, when I first started watching Austin Reaves, he just progressed to me every year. Once, like you said, his defense is not as strong, but his offensive skill set is really good. And I think he does deserve a contract that's going to be competitive with players that's kind of equal to his talent level. I would think he should be have a better situation. I think he's looking for something in the $100+ million bracket, and he'll probably get it. I think somebody will give it to him.
And that's what
I mean, then of course, in getting the contract in California, you trying to max out as much as possible anyway, because the
taxes and all that stuff.
Y'all tax too much. I tax way too much.
It's almost 10%.
Yeah,
sales tax.
It's crazy.
Well, I just was reading the other day that In-N-Out Burger, who's is a Los Angeles-based chain. I mean, they started here, and it's been a legacy hamburger chain forever. I mean, everybody that comes to town, the first thing they ask me is about In-N-Out Burger, because they have some really unique burgers. They taste really good. Every In-N-Out Burger that I pass is freaking packed. I mean, cars all lined up around the block. Anyway, the owner is moving the franchise to Tennessee, and she said the same thing. Look, California is just too expensive to do business out here. So that's telling the state that the state need to reassess what they're doing. They need to reassess how they're going to reach out and keep these businesses here, because they let Toyota get out of here and go to Texas. And I think Tesla is already in the process of getting out of here, going to Texas. So they got to compete. Otherwise, these businesses all are going to vacate. It'll be very few major businesses in Los Angeles.
They were described there.
Exactly. Because I think Walgreens pulled out too, especially up north in the San Francisco Bay Area. They pulled out up there.
You've reached the end of another episode of the DC Stewart Sports Talk podcast. Be sure to connect with us at Facebook and Twitter.com. Your voice is important, so head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. Catch our next episode.